Now, the 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Brought to you by
Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. We do it each and every day, and at the end of the segment, we give away a wonderful prize. Beef, what does that prize pack include today, sir?
We're setting the Googans up for next week, Dan. That's a pair of tickets to the Jaguars preseason finale against the Atlanta Falcons. That comes with access to the Publix Ultimate Tailgate Party presented by Party Shack.
Make sure we give everyone a flip card roster, too, so that they can
We will drive
know
you.
who number.
We will also, Jeff and myself will be driving Googans to the game
Correct.
Next Thursday night as well. Jeff, your guy, Coach Crazy Eyes, admitted a huge gaffe here as he cost his middle linebacker the season. Maybe he's not Little Bill. We're talking about.
Are you seriously going to blame the coach?
He blamed himself.
I understand that, but you're right. That's what we're going with.
He just blamed himself.
You know how
I'm
many
not blaming him. He blamed himself.
Who's a bigger boy, Avery Williamson or Russell Wilson, who played this weekend, or Pat Mahomes?
But Avery Williamson was in the game after every other starter was out.
So was Jared Wilson last Thursday.
I don't think Russell Wilson was in the game after every other starter
Probably
was
doesn't need to work as much as Williamson.
Avery Williamson was a leading tackler, just signed a $22.5 million deal.
Listen, I appreciate
Little Bill screwed up.
No, he didn't. No, injuries are part of football.
For those who don't know, Pross, as compared Gase, thinks he's Bill Belichick.
Okay,
so that's what we're waiting to see.
And those
is that not true?
Well, those of you that do know and listen know that Dan's being idiotic right now.
What do you mean?
And I've never called him the next Bill Belichick.
You did not say that.
You did. When I told
you did not say maybe he could be Bill Belichick.
No, when I told you why I liked him, you started with that.
I was just confused because you said Coach Crazy Eyes, and this ended up being a Jets conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
This is Coach Bug Eyes. I'm sorry, Coach Bug Eyes.
That is the other side. That's the other side of Dan, which preseason game did Quincy Williams get hurt in?
I don't know.
Yeah.
He got hurt in practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's football.
Yeah.
So Gase is feeling for his player, and he's saying the right things, but
asked if he regrets the decision to play
Sure
Williamson
he
with the
does.
backups. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Ask if I regret the decision to invest in a company I lost $10,000 in. Yeah, I would. Yeah. I wish. So Adam Gase is protecting his player and telling him I'm sorry.
I think he's destroying the Jets one player at a time.
Well, when the Jets, start the season, we'll know for sure.
Okay.
But I'm not going to put a linebacker getting hurt as some lack of coaching acumen.
Yeah.
There's coaches that have played guys, better coaches than Adam Gase that played guys longer this weekend. Call it tough love.
I'll call it that.
Or whatever you want to call it. But two guys in management positions this weekend in different sports said what needed to be said. One did what needed to be did. We'll wait and see if the next one does. First, Brian Snitker of the Braves manager, who pulled his best player when he hit a ball to right field, Ronald Acuna, that he thought was leaving the yard, so he sat and admired it for a little too long and was held to a single.
Yeah, that couldn't have worked out any better.
Yeah, he didn't run. You got to run. You got to. It's just not. It's not going to be acceptable here. As a teammate, you're responsible for 24 other guys. And that name on the front is a lot more important than the name on the back of that jersey. And you can't do that. We're trying to accomplish something and do something special here. And personal things got to be put in the back burner. You can't let your team down like that.
In other news, Brian Snitker was then named the new head coach of Team USA Hockey.
I don't get it.
The name on the front is a lot more important than the name on the back. I actually applaud Brian Snitker. I thought he did I hate the Braves, and I thought he did the absolute right thing for a young player, and Acuna was smart about it and handled it well as well. And then the guy they brought in hit a grand slam, so it worked out. I would have taken the L if I were the Braves for long-term success. You got to send that message. We had that opportunity earlier this year, and Mickey No Guts Callaway chose to let Robinson Cano keep playing and make excuses for him. You can't make excuses for when a guy doesn't hustle. If a guy doesn't hustle, you should pull him out. It's baseball.
A couple things. I don't think it's fair to say that he didn't hustle.
Well, he admired his hit.
But
he thought it was
he made a mistake, though, for sure. Yeah,
but he should have been on second, though. That was the problem.
Correct. Now, the other side,
and then he got caught stealing, I guess.
Yeah, but again, there's another storyline here that was protected by by Acuna taking the bullet, by his manager pulling him. The real base running mistake was made by the pitcher standing on second base, who saw a ball hit off the top of the wall and didn't score from second.
Oh dear.
So that's kind of an issue, too. Now, we didn't bench Max Fried. We're just going to maybe teach him how to run the bases next. But, look, the move works even more. It works to perfection when your teammates pick you up and you win a game that you were trailing at the time. The guy who hit the home run was actually already in the game. He didn't come in for Acuna. But he is I tell you, the best hitter in Major League Baseball right now is whoever the Braves have just called up from Gwinnett. Man, they called up Austin Riley, hit 10 home runs in 15 games. They called up Adam Duvall, he hit 5 home runs in 5 games. They called this Ortega kid, who is like the definition of minor league journeyman, and he had 21 AAA homers this year and hits a grand slam.
What about when did Adeiny Echeverria become a Brave? We just cut him a week ago.
We signed him. Well, Swanson still isn't back. So we signed him for defense, but he's been raking for us.
He was in like an 0 for 20 slump.
No, he hit a couple of extra base hits in the games that we won Friday and Saturday. So the Braves take 2 out of 3. Now, I did say this for Braves fans ready to go to the World Series. They took 2 out of 3 from the hottest team in baseball at the beginning of the week. They took 2 out of 3 from the best team in the National League at the end of the week. But I would remind everyone that while they did go 4-2, Messrs. Syndergaard, DeGrom, Kershaw, and Buehler didn't really take the hill for the opponent. So, that's I would measure.
I think I always go, for the Braves. I was thinking about this yesterday when the Braves won. So I think they went 2-4 again because they got swept by L.A. earlier.
Yeah.
And if LA had won all 3 games and was 6-0, if I was a Brave fan, I almost would have, because the Braves are good. They got a chance. And I always go back to 88. We played the Dodgers a lot more back then. And, man, we smoked the Dodgers in 88 in the regular season. I mean, they had no chance against us. And then they beat it. And that happens a lot where a team will, during the regular season, they won 11-12, but then they get in the postseason, it's a totally different story. So you never know. So maybe reverse psychology working
now, there. The other case of, whether it's good cop, bad cop, or tough love happened in Oakland where, my God, finally Mike Mayock, the GM of the Raiders, has had enough.
Yeah.
Here's the bottom line. He's upset about the helmet issue. We have supported that. We appreciate that. But at this point, we've pretty much exhausted all avenues of relief. Yeah. So from our perspective, it's time for him to be all in or all out. So we're hoping he's back soon. We got 89 guys busting their tails. We are really excited about where this franchise is going, and we hope AB is going to be a big part of it starting week 1 against Denver.
What do you make of the Antonio Brown situation? How much of this can you take if you're the Raiders? I mean, is there any possibility that
No, not yet. But here's the deal: it's not the helmet. That's the thing. That's the excuse. There's
no way.
It is? I don't know. I just can't. I can't imagine. I don't know if his feet are acting up. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's got personal issues. I don't know if he's just a loon, which it could be. And Pittsburgh covered it up for him for all those years. And this is now he's more under the microscope. We got Hard Knocks there going on. All these other things, but I can't imagine if everybody in the NFL, and I mean everybody in the NFL, has a helmet.
Not just NFL. Don't limit it to this year.
Yeah.
I told 6 o'clock. Told me 40 years I've been watching the NFL. If you want to start at age 10, 40 years, Dan. I never remember a player staying away from because of the helmet.
Are you reading this?
I am.
Late joke of the day. Why did Antonio Brown leave Raiders training camp? He got cold feet. Hey, stop. That's good. Very good. That's on the 1010XL text line. Built by Lifetime Enclosures. That's a winner.
It's topical humor.
If
that guy texts back, he gets the tickets.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm serious. If that guy texts, can we do that or no? Can you do that or
you can do whatever you want.
That's original material, right?
I mean, that's
too.
good.
That's good.
You can do whatever you want.
I want to give that guy the tickets if he wants to go to the Jags game next week. Because we're giving tickets away, I think, for the next 9 days anyway. Stop. But yeah, I just can't imagine it's only the helmet. And if it is only the helmet, then it's even more of a concern because now he's plump crazy.
Where would you rank Antonio Brown on the list of all-time bad teammates?
Top 5 off the top of my head.
He's a terrible teammate.
Yeah.
I mean, go back to the locker room in Kansas City. Going AWOL on a squad last year.
Yeah.
Picking fights where there aren't any.
Yeah.
But this nonsense of listen, you have to understand if you're Antonio Brown. Let's look at what the last year has brought. I mean, you've thrown furniture off of balconies. They've had cops called to you. You've just completely showed your rear end at Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
And you have a chance to wipe it clean and start over in Oakland where they love to have you and they're going to feature you. And then this. It's just insanity.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, and I don't know when he's going to be back. If I were him, though, he's going to have to – listen, it's not that hard, and it's the Raiders. Gruden, he is if you do what you're supposed to do on game day, man, he don't much care.
But they are deteriorating any kind of accountability out there with what they're letting Antonio Brown get away with compared to the rest of the team.
Yeah.
At some point, look, dude, it's naive to think, I don't care where you work. If you work anywhere in town and there's 80 of you going above and beyond, doing everything you want, and then there's one who comes and goes as he pleases, gets the highest pay, gets no it eventually, even if you like that guy, it trickles down.
Peter King says the Raiders should put Brown on notice today by sending him the dreaded 5-day letter, which every agent and a knowledgeable player absolutely dreads. The letter means that Brown would have to return to the team by Friday. I would say you better return to the team by today, personally, and be an adult and play with a league-approved helmet, or he'd be put on the reserve left squad list, meaning he can't play for the Raiders or any team in 2019.
I would do that today.
I
would. I mean, what?
He says it's also called Belichick insurance, preventing the Patriots, some other contending figure, figuring they can deal with the Brown headache for 4 or 5 months. And so,
how long are the Raiders locked into Antonio Brown? I mean, you want this guy to be one of the biggest cases.
Well, he's $30 million, but
I'm not, and no one, by the way,
they gave him a small side. They only gave him like $1.5 million up front. So
how'd you like to be? I got Drew Rosenhaus yesterday on TV down in South Florida on the local sports.
No, he didn't defend him.
Trying to explain and defend.
What about Pro Football Talk did too? They threw out a tweet. I didn't see the story, but Pro Football Talk basically said that the communication between the NFL and Antonio Brown and the Raiders has been awful, and I mean, they just got lambasted and fricasseed. It was awful.
Well, here's the other,
and deservedly so. But listen, who cares? The bottom line is this, dude: you got to wear the helmet.
Listen, this is how convoluted this has gotten. Even if you're in a helmet dispute, and even if your feet are frozen off.
Yeah.
You're on a new team with a new playbook. You can come to practice every day. Like Marquise Lee isn't a go, but he's there every day, working on the side, doing something.
Dude, put on the other helmet and practice.
Well, it's the fact
you can't not practice because you don't like your helmet.
And if you want to be that far out of line, then you have to at least come. It's not just that he won't practice; he won't show up. He's only been at Raiders camp 3 times, Dan, since they started. It's unbelievable. All right, I guess I'm going to be that guy when it comes to this FedEx golf. And I don't mean to be the guy that finds something wrong with what you're trying to do to be exciting.
Uh-huh.
And maybe it's the exact same setup. They're just putting numbers to it, which just shows you how there's literally no chance for anyone who's like 20th to 30th. Who the hell's coming from 10 shots back? What drama is there in that? In case you don't know what I'm talking about, they've reset the golf now. When they go to the Tour Championship for the FedEx Cup, the standings now are going to be represented with a golf score. So Justin Thomas leads the FedEx standings. He'll start at 10 under. Patrick Cantlay is second. He'll start at 8 under.
Yeah, but I mean, so he's within 2.
Yeah, but listen, a very good golfer who's had a great year and is 6th in the standings is 6 shots back.
See,
it's too much of an advantage.
I have a bigger issue. I mean, I'll let that play
and
out.
The guys that are 10 and 9, and the guys that are 10 and 9 back, they got no chance.
They're trying, so I let that slide. I have a bigger issue with this, and this is what we'll talk to Rhyme Dog on Wednesday, although he won't be here, maybe via the phone or whatever. But nonetheless, this is my bigger issue. Why is Justin Thomas number 1?
Well, first of all, I know
it's the
2,000
playoffs.
points.
Yeah, I think Koepka should still be the guy.
Well,
Isn't Koepka the number 1 player in the world?
Dan, how can you have the top 30 for it and Tiger not be in the field?
Yeah.
He won the Masters.
Yeah.
So there's some hiccups here. Here's what's happened.
I wonder
with
if
the
it should be
system.
the World Golf Rankings, but I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make these tournaments.
They're trying to make them play, Dan.
Big.
Here's the
heavy.
deal.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you honor Corey Connors for playing 46 times more than much better players because they only play 8 or 10.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's good for golf.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's good for golf to have the bottom 10 of Soon J. M. and Corey Connors. And
so, in other words, Justin
they
Thomas.
have no chance. Listen, Justin Thomas is going to start with a 10-shot lead over 10 guys.
And Justin Thomas can win one tournament this year and make $15 million next Sunday, right?
That's right. There's something wrong.
That doesn't seem right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be that guy.
No, I know.
There are some. Look, I appreciate thinking outside the box. I just don't think it recognizes the full season, and golf is different from other sports. Look, the argument is this. Well, listen, other sports, same way. You can look at the Jags. You be the best team in September, and when the playoffs come, you don't even get in. Okay, but team sports and golf are different.
Yeah.
But very different in a lot of ways. So.
All right, I want to talk a little Florida State when we come back.
Okay.
I had media day yesterday, and I learned something about the Noles and this Kendall Briles guy, and I think it's worth talking about. So we'll do that next. Plus, we have a drill pop quiz. I'll have that for Prosser, and we'll take caller number.
I'll be perfect on that, by the way.
We got the guy?
Yeah.
You gave him the ticks?
Yes.
He wants the ticks?
Yes.
Then no callers. How about that? How about that, Googans?
Cold feet.
But yeah, our guy on the text line with the Antonio Brown joke, he's going to Jags.
That's
Falcons.
an original, right? He didn't steal that somewhere,
I don't care.
did he?
I don't know.
That's the great.
Original does.
That's the
Yeah,
greatness
I do
of
care.
joke
Yeah,
telling.
I
We
wanted
thought
to-
it was original.
I want it to be original, and so don't ruin that for me.
All right, so there's your winner. Back with more after this.